Ikejili, Ijesha. I am Oluwafunke Israel with news nationwide. First headlines. Court orders deregistration of ADC, Accord and 3 other political parties. Kwara State courts clash, kills 4, injures 2. And federal government begins mass trial of terrorism suspects. Now the news in full. The Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered the deregistration of 5 political parties for failing to meet constitutional requirements. Justice Peter Alifu directed the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to remove the parties from its register and bar them from participating in future elections, including the 2027 general polls. The affected parties are African Democratic Congress, Accord, Action Alliance, Action People's Party, and Zenith Labour Party. The suit was filed by a forum that argued that the parties did not meet constitutional provisions on electoral spread and vote performance. INEC and the Attorney General of the Federation were joined as defendants in the case. The court held that the parties failed to achieve the electoral performance threshold required by law. Justice Lifu dismissed plenary objections raised by the defendants before delivering the judgment. In response to this, Governor Ademola Adeleke has described the judgment of the Federal High Court deregistering the 5 political parties as an abuse of court process and direct violation of subsisting order of the Court of Appeal. In a statement issued in response to the ruling, the governor said the appeal court had made an order for the stay of proceedings by the Federal High Court, more particularly the said judgment that was delivered, expressing surprise that the lower court still proceeded to deliver a ruling on matter already acted upon by the Court of Appeal. The Osun State Governor has urged residents to remain calm ahead of the Court of Appeal hearing on Tuesday over the party's participation in the August 15 governorship election. The governor said court's records show the Court of Appeal had stated that the delivery of judgments remains part of court proceedings. He expressed confidence that the Accord party will be on the ballot and assured supporters that the party's campaign flag off will proceed as scheduled. Meanwhile, the African Democratic Congress has announced former Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amechi as the running mate to its presidential candidate, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, for the 2027 general elections. ADC says the decision followed extensive consultations with party leaders, coalition partners, youth and women stakeholders and representatives of all geopolitical zones. It explained that the recommendation followed the successful conclusion of its presidential primaries, in which Amechi emerged as the runner-up, earning widespread support from party members across the federation, and demonstrates his enduring appeal as one of Nigeria's most experienced and respected political leaders. The party said the proposed partnership between Atiku and the former transport minister represented more than a political alliance. Following a high rate of politically motivated violence and attacks in Osun State, civil society groups, National Association of Nigerian Students, and other stakeholders have called on the Inspector General of Police, Olatunji, with big banners and placards expressing concerns over worsening security situation and the growing public distrust in the neutrality of the Nigerian police force in Osun State as the state approaches the governorship election scheduled for 15th of August, demanding professional, impartial, non-partisan policing in Osun. The group noted that there should be equal protection and justice for all citizens regardless of political affiliation. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has called for stronger collaboration between the state government and the Nigerian police force to secure the release of pupils and teachers adopted from Yawata and Isile communities in Orire local government area on May 15. Today marks 1 month since their kidnap. The governor made the appeal on Monday while receiving the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of the Southwest, Olatoye Fayode, during a working visit to his office in Ibadan. The visit followed a directive by the Inspector General of Police for senior officers to engage stakeholders and assess security challenges across the country. Governor Makinde described the adoption as one of the most traumatic incidents in the state's recent history. He also acknowledged the challenges facing security operatives. He, however, assured continued government support to strengthen security operations in the state and reaffirmed his administration's commitment to working with security agencies until all victims are safely released. 4 persons have been killed and 2 others injured following a suspected court-related shooting in the post office area of Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. The incident occurred at about 9 p.m. on Sunday when a group of armed hoodlums reportedly invaded a Shanti Babu bar located along the railway line and opened fire on people gathered at the spot before escaping. The Kwara State Police Command confirmed the incident in a statement issued on Monday by its spokesperson Aditun Ejire Adeyemi, noting that operatives swiftly responded to the distress call and evacuated the victims to the police clinic for medical attention. The police spokesman disclosed that preliminary investigations suggest the attack was linked to cult activities, adding that 2 suspected members of a notorious cult group have been arrested in connection with the incident. Reacting to it, the Commissioner of Police in Kwara, Ojo Adekimi, strongly condemned what he described as a senseless act of violence and criminality which poses serious threats to public peace and safety. He extended condolences to the families of the deceased and wished the injured victims speedy recovery, while urging members of the public to remain calm and provide credible information that could aid ongoing investigation. You are listening to Vicinity 95.3 FM, transmitting live from Ikejile, Ijesha. News nationwide will continue shortly.
Music, sports, entertainment, politics, all on your darling station, Vicinity 95.3 FM, Ikejile, Ijesha.
Thanks for staying tuned for news updates and live streaming. Of course, you can follow us live on our Facebook stream, and you can also provide us information via email at vicinitynewsroom@gmail.com or call 070-6108-3107. Now the rest of the news. The federal government has commenced the mass trial of suspects facing terrorism-related charges at the Federal Court in Abuja. The proceedings, usually held in Kanji, Niger State, were moved to the Abuja division of the court. Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, is leading the prosecution team, while the Director General of the Legal Aid Council, Aliyu Abubakar, is heading the defense lawyers. The trials are taking place across several courtrooms and are expected to last 4 days. The federal government and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reaffirmed its commitment to stronger collaboration with traditional institutions to promote peace, security, national unity, and sustainable development across the country. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, made this known today at the 8th Executive Committee meeting of the Northern Traditional Rulers Council in Duse, Jigawa State. According to Idris, the President's administration recognizes important role traditional rulers play in grassroots governance and community stability, and will continue to deepen engagement with them to advance national development. He commended the Northern Traditional Rulers Council, led by the Sultan of Sokoto, Mohammed Sahad Abubakar, for its contribution to peace building, security, unity, and development in northern Nigeria. Idris emphasized that peace remains the foundation of sustainable progress, prosperity, noting that development can only thrive in an atmosphere of unity and stability. Still on security, the Kaduna State Police Command has arrested 25 suspects linked to kidnapping, murder, drug trafficking and other related crimes in coordinated attacks carried out across the state over the past 2 weeks. Commissioner of Police Mohammed Rabiu disclosed this during a press briefing on Monday. The arrest followed intelligence-led operations and collaboration with other security agencies. According to the police, those arrested are 12 suspected kidnappers, 13 suspects connected to culpable homicide, and 4 suspected car snatchers. Officers also intercepted 2,700 sachets of tramadol in separate operations in Kaduna and Zaria. Recovered items include 2 AK-47 rifles, a pump-action gun, and locally made pistol, among others. The police says investigations are ongoing and suspects will be charged to court upon completion of inquiries. A bit of sport. Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okpebholo has congratulated Edo Queens Football Club for emerging champions of the 2026 Nigerian Women Football League. Edo Queens secured the title after a goalless draw against Bayelsa Queens in their final game on Sunday, finishing with 10 points from 5 matches. The team recorded 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss. In a statement issued by his media aide, Patrick Ebojele, Governor Okpebholo commended the players, coaches, technical crew and management for their dedication. He described the achievement as a proud moment for Edo State and praised the team's talent, determination and resilience, stressing that the victory further reinforces Edo State's reputation as a leading sport hub in the country. To end news nationwide, a recap of the major stories. The Federal High Court in Abuja today ordered the deregistration of 5 political parties for failing to meet constitutional requirements. The parties include African Democratic Congress, Accord Party, among 3 others. We told you that 4 persons have been killed and 2 others injured following a suspected court-related shooting in post office area of Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. And lastly, you heard the federal government has commenced the mass trial of suspects facing terrorism-related charges at the Federal High Court in Abuja. That was news nationwide, edited